right here?
Yeah,
Good. All right, day 3, spring ball. Some good and some bad. It's just this time of year, but love the way our guys are coming out every day and really working to trying to improve and get better. Had some new install today, so sometimes that makes for some good and some bad. But love the way these guys are working. You can tell the culture here is really strong. Coach Drink and what he's done here, obviously the time he's been here. I mean, these guys come ready to work every day, and that's what's exciting about it, is getting an opportunity to see them on the field kind of for the first time in the last 3 days. And really liked his team. We got a long ways to go. We got a lot of work to do, but these guys respond every day, and that's what makes it a lot of fun. Questions?
Chip, what spoke to you about coming to Mizzou and working with Coach Drink just off the bat when you were interviewing and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've always admired this place from afar, and being in the league before and competing against them, and even way back in 13 in the SEC championship. That's kind of where I remember it first started. I think Mizzou, that was pretty quick after they had gotten into the league. So just a lot of great players have come from this program, and then what Coach Drink's done here has been amazing. Just getting this place back rolling and extremely competitive, and we've got to keep doing that.
Chip, what's been your process since you got here of just kind of getting to know the roster, evaluating where they're at or in their development, and just kind of where you need to coach them?
Yeah, that's a whole new thing these days, right? You got a lot of new guys with the portal and different things, but I was able to get here or on board kind of in December and start learning the team, and for a few bowl practices that was good to get to know some, but really, Coach Drink does a great job of really forcing the issue from the standpoint of getting to know everybody in the program. That's all the way down. Players, coaches, equipment people, everybody, and it's been fun. It's been fun to get to know them personally, not just on the field. I think that's an important part. Guys really don't care what you know until they know you care about them, that old saying. So just trying to build relationships, and I think that's kind of the most important thing, and that's what we'll do all spring. Try to put the foundation of the offense in, build relationships, get to know our team, find out who our playmakers are, and really that's what it's going to come down to.
Chip, I know it can be hard to distill it down, but what's your kind of general approach to quarterback development and what you want to accomplish with the here?
I think having several guys, like we've got 5 guys out there right now, is figuring out what their skill set is, and it's pretty simple to see that a lot of times just watching them throw, and getting to do that for the first time the last 3 or 4 days has been really nice. But I think at the end of the day, it's a competition, and we're trying to put them in different scenarios throughout spring practice, whether it's situational football or even just in one-on-ones and skelly reps. Who understands how to layer the ball, who understands how to drive the ball when they're supposed to, who can throw guys open. All those things play into it, and that's why we get to practice in the spring and kind of see how those guys develop and try to give them the best opportunity to be successful.
Coach, I'm curious, what experience do you have working with left-handed quarterbacks, and how are you using that with Austin?
I've had a couple. Max Johnson was a kid I had in North Carolina. Matt Bergeron was a kid I had at Southern Miss. So, got a little experience there. Honestly, you just right now we're just trying to put a foundation of our offense in and let them execute. But, if a guy can throw it, he can throw it. So it doesn't matter if he's left-handed or right-handed. And Austin obviously has a lot of arm talent. So.
Coach, you talk playmakers. What are some of your initial impressions getting to see Ahmad Hardy up and close?
Yeah, really impressive. He's a guy that obviously he's had a great season here last year, and just watching him, he attacks the line of scrimmage. He plays really well with his eyes. He's able to understand, I think, fronts in the scheme that we're running, whether it's outside zone, inside zone, or a gap scheme. Plays very physical, likes to get downhill, which you like in a running back. He doesn't do a lot of dancing around, which is good. So far, been very impressive with him.
You mentioned building the foundation of the offense. To this point, how much of that is kind of what you're bringing in from different stops versus what Coach Drinkwitz has done here?
Yeah, I think it's a combination. I think Coach Drink and I have a very similar background offensively, so whether you call something red or something blue, it doesn't really matter. It's the same concept. So, but then again, in this day and age, when you have a lot of new players with the portal and so forth, high school guys coming in early, there is an element of reteaching it all the time, right? And and you always want to stay fresh. Change maybe what you call or how you identify certain things. But I think the biggest thing for us, no matter if we've run these concepts or plays here before or not, is find out who our playmakers are, figure out what we do the best, and just try to keep doing that over and over.
Curious of what you made of the wide receiver core and the talent you guys were able to bring in the offseason, and just who's big playmakers there for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's still too early to tell now. I mean, what I'm looking for are guys that can make contested catches, because in this league you're going to have to do that. We understand that, and so these guys are going to get a lot of opportunities this spring. That's an emphasis of us, just really trying to throw the ball down the field and see who can go make plays, and I think when you look at it, the guys that have been successful over time are those guys. When they get one-on-one, they're going to go win the rep, and that's kind of what we're looking for right now.
You mentioned throwing the ball down the field. That was something Coach Drake talked about in the offseason, wanting to bring that along. What did you kind of assess of, I guess, what they did last year when you look back, and how do you want to help that grow?
I hadn't watched a ton of what they did last year, honestly, just trying to, I think for us is I want a mindset that we're going to take our opportunities down the field and really try and really make an emphasis of, hey, we're going to attack the field vertically, and to do that, you got to have guys that can do it, whether it's the receivers or whether it's the protection or even the quarterback. So I just think for us is, again, like I mentioned, is this spring identifying who can do it and what's the best way to go about it. And you play against a good defense every day. It's not going to always be easy to do. So, but that'll be something we'll take a lot of time this spring trying to figure out.
Talked a little bit about Austin and the lefty, but what overall impressions of the quarterback room so far?
Yeah, they're all very smart kids. They prepare every day. I like the way they prepare. You can tell that's been an emphasis here with Coach Drink, and those guys come to our meetings prepared. I think they all are competitive. They all want to do well. They all want to, go out and give themselves the best opportunity they can be to win the job. And I think that's what you want. You want every room. You need a competitive room where you can make each other better, and I think these guys are going to help each other improve tremendously.
Two more. With the talent you have at running back, just how comfortable from a scheme standpoint are you with leaning on the run a lot this year?
Yeah, last few years I've been at places I've been, we've run the ball pretty well too. So again, I think it goes back to identifying your best players. Who are our 5 guys that we have to get the ball to, and obviously our running backs are probably going to be in that mix. And then what's the most creative ways we can get on the ball over and over and over. And had a lot of success running the football here last year, and I don't our goal is to not. We want to be able to do that no matter what. If you can run the ball, then you can give you opportunities down the field.
Talked about your schematic background being kind of similar to Coach Drinkwitz's. Just kind of what's your core philosophies and how do those align with what Drinkwitz has run?
Yeah, I think they align very well. I mean, we want to be fast and physical. We want to make sure that we take care of the football, create explosive plays. I mean, I think the formula to winning, if you look at the best teams in the country, is that create explosives, be really good in situational football, which is third downs and red zone. Don't turn the ball over, and if you can do those things and do them consistently, then you give yourselves opportunities to win. And you'll be challenged every week. We understand that. So, for us, that's our focus. That's kind of what we talk about all the time. Our goals are revolve around those 5 things.